So this next panel will be talking to us about innovations in climate-resilient microfinance products. And now please join me as I welcome Mr. Satyamohan Yanambaka. We saw him earlier. He's the CEO of Intelics Solutions Nigeria and Global CEO Writer Information. He, of course, had come to speak to us earlier about the role that they've played. So please, once again, a round of applause as he joins us on stage. Thank you. And right after, I'd like to welcome Dr. Smart Chibuisi Ndukwe, the Head Sales and Distribution for D.light Nigeria. He is a sales and distribution strategist expanding access to clean energy through innovative last mile and financing models. A round of applause for him as he joins us. Right next, we have Avinash Aswani, Business Development Head at Tolaram Automotive. Avinash leads business development at Tolaram Automotive, driving partnerships with MFIs to expand affordable motorcycle ownership and sustainable mobility in Nigeria. A round of applause for Avinash. Thank you very much. And right after, we have Orezi Emeotu, the Director of Policy and Cooperation, Atmosfair Climate and Sustainability Limited. Orezi leads Nigeria's flagship carbon-financed clean cook stove program and drives renewable energy innovations, advancing national climate goals. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a round of applause for Orezi Emeotu as he joins us on stage. And to excellently lead this conversation is a sustainability and communications leader driving Nestle's ESG agenda and national advocacy for circular economy and responsible business. Please welcome the incredibly brilliant Uwadoka-Anyianuka as she moderates this panel for us. A round of applause for her as she comes forward. Now, you've seen that we have gifts. Please pay attention because the next winner will be picked after this panel session concludes. And we'll be taking questions after they finish their session in 20 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Are we all good? Excellent. You know, the second panel always has a slight challenge, but I'm sure that we won't have that this time because, I mean, this is a very, very, very engaging summit, and I think that the topic that we're discussing is super important. And you know, a lot of our speakers today have made allusions to the fact that when we talk about resilience, we're talking about bouncing back from challenges. And the last speaker, your storytelling, I'm going to have to come and learn that. I hope you have a master class. I really like that. So, you know, really, for many Nigerian households and small businesses, a single climate event can wipe out months or years of savings and livelihoods. And, you know, I think some of our speakers have spoken to that, the farmers, the women in the market, the small and medium-scale businesses, which form the core of our economy, really. So when we talk about resilience, resilience is about preventing those one-off shocks from becoming permanent setbacks. So when we talk about climate resilient microfinance products, they must deliver not just the financial tools, but also the services and the support that ensure that businesses and individuals and families are able to anticipate, withstand, and recover from climate shocks. You know, working in PR, we say that crisis, you learn from crisis and you bounce back better. And you know, Nigerian microfinance banks have really had an opportunity to design products that really help businesses and individuals and families adapt to the changes that we see around us. And when Ndidi was speaking, she talked about the fact that we haven't even started to develop our economy, but we must set up systems that help us to adapt. So, Lapo, you're really not sleeping on this case. You've led the way in developing solutions. So today we're not talking about telling you how to develop those solutions. We want people to understand what those solutions are so they're able to take advantage of them. And so I'm going to begin by asking each of our panelists to tell us, you know, what has been your interaction with financing in the course of your business? And how has that interaction helped to either sustain your business or create an opportunity for your clients and customers or partners to access the services that you bring? And of course, I'm going to start from the person right next to me. So I'm going to start from you, Mr. Orezi. I hope you have your microphone. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here, and good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so for most climate-based products, let me put it that way, are product inclusive, because Atmosfair produces the Save 80 clean cook stove, and what we realized was we want to sell as many to the most affected, but the most affected do not have the buying power or the ability to purchase these stoves. And what we saw, or what happened when we partnered with LAPO, for example, was that they being able to pay in installments, for example, allowed for more access to these particular stoves. Bear in mind that these people are suffering from not just one but compound shocks. So for farmers, they are seeing their harvest being eroded by climate change. Some of them are being displaced because of flooding. So there's so many moving parts that they have to deal with, all at the same time. Agreed, it affects their ability to also finance those loans, because if you are trying to recover from one shock and then you are hitting another one, but in spite of that, imagine what it would have been if those facilities didn't even exist in the first place. So for us, that's been one of the key things, the ability for these customers to have access to the kind of facilities that allows them to pay for these products in installments.
All right. Thank you very much. And of course, that also helps to protect the climate. So a double whammy there. So I'll go to Mr. Yanambaka. I would like to stay with that one, please. Intelics Solutions, you spoke to us about data and data and data. And several times in this conversation, we've talked about data and the impact that data has on helping us to analyze the situation and actually think about what solutions that we can create that are adapted to our to our challenges, tailor-made solutions for our challenges. How has microfinance, played, or how have you played in helping microfinance really create these tailor-made solutions?
Thank you so much. So yes, the way you presented us, we are a tech-enabling company, right? So, and for microfinance, for the kind of ticket size they deal with, it's volume game. So as much as data they have, the better they get. So today, even if we take a crop pattern and fund for a particular crop or for a particular region, if we do the funding generically, right, assuming that this is the rain pattern there, this is the soil condition there, then there is probability that 50% of those cases may have some variance in terms of the parameters that influence the crops, right? So with data, now if this data is very localized and captured at every level, like I was listening to the Ubuntu conversation, right? So if each farmer is empowered in terms of having personalized data, and if credit risk assessment happens based on that data, and combining all the data sets of a region, of a country, of international data, and then help in proper building credit risk models, and then disburse those amounts. You're not only helping giving the right quantum of loan to the right borrower, but also you are ensuring that the financial stability of the organization is ensured, right? Because the loss accounts would be less, right, if the data crunching happens. So I think in the age of AI, the more and more data we have, the models can be built which are exclusive and private for organizations like LAPO, and we can ensure that greater insights can be generated out of the data which will enable them to do a proper risk assessment.
Absolutely, thank you. And then the vision that Ubuntu created, imagine, that intervention comes in proactively and not reactively. I think, that's right on point. Thank you very much. And there I go to Dr. Smart Ndukwe. Always great to have smart people on the panel. So, D.light page is solar, and solar is something that is really super important right now. But we know that the entry point for solar is almost unattainable for the people that need it most. How have you integrated or how have you interacted with microfinancing in the sector, in your experience, to carry out your business?
Okay, let me first of all start by saying that the solar need or renewable need of an average Nigerian is likened to what the economics said. Is insatiable, but the resources to service it are somehow limited. So you asked a question relating to how we're able to partner with microfinance institutions to ensure that we make our services and products accessible to an average Nigerian. Apt question, and I'll just give you practical example. Today, we enjoy the collaboration and partnership with Lapo Microfinance Bank, our biggest in the chain of our strategic partners. Okay, so what Lapo or any other microfinance institution stand to offer in this chain is the ability to use their cycle. They are managing a pool of customer database. These are customers, they have possession of their, KYC details. They've interacted with them at the grassroots level, know them to their offices and business places. So there is trust. So they use the trust element and activities in the accounts of these their close user customers or client base, to give them access to our products, and they pay over time. So practically what they do is to finance a finished product and ensure that customers have the flexibility to enjoy affordability. Right. Affordability, talking about paying in installment, because I've over time built trust with this microfinance institution. Quite a lot more to talk about. Maybe when the next question comes, we'll take it up from there.
Thank you very much. I mean, you're talking about trust as currencies, trust as something that you can trade, and really building that ecosystem that enables us to interact and to co-market, but creating access to real important basic needs for those who need it most. Thank you very much. And that brings me to Mr. Avinash Aswani. So now we're talking about, making accessibility to motorbikes easier. Maybe soon it will get to bicycles, right? Because I think that's a little much better for the economy. But I hear that these are eco-friendly motorbikes, right? And you're trying to make access to that easier. How has microfinancing played, for you in that new sector of your business?
Yeah, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me here as well. Just to give you a sense, what we do at Tolaram Automotive is we are the exclusive partner of Hero motorcycles from India, and we have the rights locally to assemble, which is assembled entirely by women, might I add as well. So all our motorcycles are 100% assembled by women, market and distribute these motorcycles in Nigeria. If you think about our customer base for our bikes, or as many of you might know as machine, our customer base is primarily Okada riders and dispatch and delivery riders. They make an income from this asset. You know, they acquire the asset and they are able to generate an income for themselves, and they're also able to build ownership in this asset over time, which is quite rare for, if you think about where they exist at the very bottom of the pyramid, right? Not many of the population at the bottom of the pyramid have an opportunity in their lifetime to own such a valuable asset. Where microfinance plays an important role, of course, is, for example, through our partnership with LAPO, we are able to make available financing options or installment payment options for our customer base. And of course, this greatly improves their ability to acquire the bike, because they're now able to pay through their earnings rather than, and if you consider our bikes are priced at 1.1 million, 1.2 million. 3 years ago, this used to be 600,000 or so. This is before the devaluation and so on. So there, over the last couple of years, and honestly through the history, maybe more than a decade, affordability has just been becoming more and more of an issue. So microfinance plays a huge role in basically us making our products available to our customers, and we're very thankful also to LAPO Microfinance Bank being one of our most important partners in this endeavor.
Awesome. Okay, I'll just take that quickly to another question. Now we know that, because we're talking about sustainability and climate and the impact that it has on the bikes. So I know that the flooding, the bad weather, and all of that can have an impact. How do you plan to mitigate that? They are paying installmentally. What if they have challenges along the way and all that? What buffers do you put in to ensure that they're able to recover when they have those kinds of shocks?
Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, we're here sitting talking about climate impact on different kinds of industries and different kinds of business. We are selling motorcycles that run on the roads. So if there's pouring rain, then of course our riders are not able to work and make an income. If there's flooding that damages the roads, it will impact their ability to earn an income. Likewise, if there's excessive heat, for example, there's a risk on the damage to the machine and things like that. And that will impact, again, their ability to earn an income and to repay their bike installments as well. One of the things we're working on at the moment is something, it's like an integrated financing product where it's not just the financial institution is providing the ability to the customer to pay in installments, but they're also bundling together, for example, a servicing package or a maintenance package. We find that generally in Nigeria, the maintenance culture is very much reactive. So only when the bike really cannot move anymore will they decide to take it into the workshop and have it repaired. But I think initiatives like a bundled financing product together with maintenance, for example, can really assist and prevent any mishaps in the case of climate. But I mean, to be frank with you, I think Mother Nature is a huge and powerful force, and there's not much that we can do about that. But what we can do is take these measurable steps to mitigate the risk.
Thank you. I mean, integrated packages. So you're not just giving them the loans or, to purchase, but you're ensuring that they're able to maintain it. And in case of shocks, there is insurance that, hopefully very proactive in addressing that. Great. Now that brings me to Dr. Smart Ndukwe. So we're talking about solar. You were beginning to tell us great stories about the ability of these homes or, low-income families to access, solar power. But I mean, looking at Nigeria, like you said, the demand for solar is insatiable, but the ability to acquire it is challenged, right? And part of that is because of the cost, right? What can we do, maybe blended financing or something to ensure that more people have access, we have more provisions or more people playing in that field, more investments, so that we can even bring down the price point of these very important power sources?
Okay, thank you. Maybe I will just seize this part of my time to appreciate the management of LAPO for according my family a scholarship. So my first son, Smart Ndukwe Jr., won the just concluded secondary school scholarship under LAPO. Okay, yeah, so I think I have this time to render that appreciation. Okay, the answer to your question is straightforward, and the solution is here. So what my organization, what we do is not just design, manufacture, and sell these products, these solar products. We also provide a technology that finances all levels of packages. In fact, 95% of our business volume is driven by financing. Either financing through third party, like you have the microfinance institutions like LAPO, who would use their customer base to give out these products on installment basis.
Sorry, Dr. Smart.
Okay.
I understand that. So what we're talking about is, expanding access or increasing production, local production, so that the price points come down. Because you've told us earlier about the financing to help people acquire, right?
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how to scale production
Right.
locally? Okay,
yes.
well, permit me to say that basically every business in Nigeria rides on policies of government, right? So the biggest bottleneck to expansion and local production is government. If you're very conversant with news in the internet, you will remember times when you hear Nigerian government is trying to ban importation of panels and solar products and all that. The question is, do we have the technical know-how to manufacture locally? The answer is yes. Do we have the enabling environment is where the question comes to play. So there is a window for that to happen, and it's something I would want to experience in my lifetime, where I would sell solar products made in Nigeria and financed by companies operating in Nigeria. But until that happens, we are bridging the gap through the technology we offer for customers to pay and manage how they actually use energy, pay over a period of time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And
Thank
because
you.
we've heard from Intelics, I'll just ask Dr. Orezi here to tell me, you have only 1 minute, right? So already we talked about local production, right? And I know you're producing locally, right? And so you're creating jobs and all of that. What else do you think that can be designed, or what form of financing can be designed to scale this, to provide more employment, so that we can actually have more people who are able to afford some of the products that we're talking about?
Okay, I think it was in the first panel, and I'm not sure what the panelist's name was, but they talked about the framework for climate change that was signed. Now, that particular framework, I want to talk about the ability to use carbon finance to finance climate-based products. In our case, our parent company is a not-for-profit organization based out of Germany that sponsors the Nigerian entity. Now, we are also one of the first companies for clean cook stoves that has been able to use carbon finance to finance their project. But there's been a bottleneck. The new Director General for the NCCC has promised that whole space will be unclogged, which will now allow for the framework to come into effect. Now, what happens when that takes place is that companies can now bring in money. So there's a mixture of grants, because it's more of a grant base, because there's actually international funds for these projects. So you can bring in carbon finance, whether from the voluntary market or from the compliance market, depending on how you see it, and then you can cover basic capital and infrastructural costs. With that, you can scale, because then you're not under the full pressure of capital that you've invested for your production, which is what we've been able to enjoy. More can be done, and we are hopeful that the current government will actually help, because there are quite a number of bottlenecks, both from infrastructure to implementing policy, to ensure that that happens. But If that happens and you're able to bring in that blend, same with the solar space, same with clean cook stove, same with energy access, you will see more companies come who want to do projects here, but the framework is already there, it's properly laid out, and they can bring in their money, and they have guarantees and certainty that the system works.
Great, thank you very much. So with the blending of the carbon financing and all of that, and all the systems that we have in place, and MFIs like LAPO working together to bring those solutions, that help us to scale locally. So please, everyone, I would like you to join me to thank the panelists who have really offered us insights into their businesses and showed us the connection between them and microfinancing to scale their businesses. Yes, today we've discussed, practical tools and tested models that we can implement. And I really want to thank you for being an amazing audience and listening so intently. Thank you very much.
All right, does anyone have a question? We can take only one. Thank you. Are you again? Let me ask if someone else, please. Please, one more person, yes. Let's take, do we have a mic in the audience? Can we please take a microphone to her? The lady over there, one question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you to the panelists for that insightful session. My question is to Mr. Aswani and Mr. Yanambaka. So I just wanted to ask, how does your organization address carbon emission effects that comes from running data centers and motorbikes?
Thank you for that. It might be a bit awkward for me to be sitting on this stage selling motorcycles at a sustainability event, but the way that I see, or the way that we see rather, sustainability is a bit different. It's not necessary that we need to have EVs right now. In fact, if you try and force EV into an economy where EV is not ready to be adopted, what's going to end up happening is the customer is going to be paying more than they need to be paying. And in an economy where affordability is extremely key, this doesn't work out as well. To give you an example, our motorcycles have the highest fuel efficiency in the market. They take you 63 kilometers per liter. That means for 900 naira, you can travel 63 kilometers is a very long distance. That is what we see to be sustainability, is to be providing a product where it is actually affordable. But at the same time, to address the, undoubtedly, EV is going to come and become the next kind of frontier of transportation over here. What we're doing at the moment is monitoring closely. We laud very much some of the players that are in the market today who are piloting and testing EVs. They're backed by very strong funders, and we hope for their success as well. And we will undoubtedly enter into this space too. It's just a matter of time.
Okay, great. And Mr. Aswani, while you still have the microphone, tell us, why was it important for you to sponsor today's event? Why was it important for you to be here? We'll start from you.
Because LAPO is a wonderful partner of ours, of course, and we want to show our commitment to no, but more importantly as well, it's also to force us as a business to join this platform and to start really stressing the way that we think. It's almost like a pressure on myself to open up myself on this stage and be asked questions like this. I think it's very important to be here and to be challenged on whether what we're doing is correct or not. And of course, secondly, because LAPO is a wonderful partner of ours.
Great. And Dr. Smart, why is your company here? Why are you sponsoring today? Just tell us a little bit about your brand. Anything you want to tell us about your brand. Thank you.
Okay, so we are bridging the gap between conventional renewable energy and affordability. So by providing product financing, not just for solar systems, but for sustainable products, even mobiles. So we're in partnership with OEMs like Nokia, now HMD, like Samsung, trying to also make mobiles available to the teeming Nigerians while they pay in installments over time. So for us, Nigerians would enjoy how they use energy, how they assess energy, and on no ground should any business shut down because there is climate change by weather, timing, and all that. Because we'll have solutions that will give you 24/7 power to run your business, manage your home, and live your life the way life is supposed to live. Imperatively, I think the overall goal will be that life expectancy in Nigeria can be improved, courtesy of what we do as a company. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And now, Mr. Satyamohan Yanambaka. I tried that.
Yeah, you can just call me Satya. It's complicated. Yeah, for us, sustainability always has been part of our culture and strategy. So when we had this is a sustainable conference, so we were, I had in the queue just to kind of ensure that we sponsor it. In terms of what sustainable goals we have, Intelics as a brand in Nigeria, one of the things that we definitely want to ensure is upgrade the skills of Nigerians, especially the IT skills. We back home, India is known for being the back office of the world. And that's something that we would like to kind of inculcate those skills in Nigerians. And one good thing with Nigeria is we have worked in many countries, but in Nigeria, perhaps is the only country where almost 100% we work with locals. We don't export people from India to Nigeria. So that's great in terms of the way the Nigerian talent is. It's just a little bit of training and they're up and ready for delivering high quality work. So to achieve that sustainable goal and to, in alignment with our overall company's policy of having sustainable practices and create awareness about sustainability, that was our primary goal in terms of promoting this.
Awesome, yeah.
Thank you.
This is a great platform for creating that awareness.
That's
Thank
right.
you
Thank
very
you.
much. And then, of course, I come to you, Mr. Emeotu, Orezi. Why are you here, and what's your brand?
What's our brand? Okay, so Atmosfair is the sole producer of the Save 80 Clean Cook Stove. We like to call ourselves the Mercedes of cook stoves. That's how my CEO, likes to call it.
Work.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just cliche. So we pride ourselves on the fact that our stove can last for 10 years, or at least up to 10 years. It's made completely from stainless steel. What we are doing as you can more or less burn firewood, charcoal, briquettes, you name it, in our stove. Where we are looking to push this particular stove to is majorly around the briquette space, where farmers can use biomass that they have to create their own cooking fuel. Now, that's not moving as fast as we would want it, because there's a whole lot involved in that space, but that's also happening. We also see a future for e-cooking, where also, hopefully in my lifetime, the power situation in our country is fixed, whereby it's more economical to actually use electricity to cook than to use any of the fossil fuel. But like we are proud employers, or we're creating jobs. We have we have our major production plant in Kanu, and we have 6 other assembly facilities all around the country. So Ibadan, Gombe, Asaba, Kefi, Kebbi. We're looking to expand that to 10. We also have half of that population being women, so the stoves are also assembled by women. I'm here with one of my colleagues. She's somewhere at the back. Nkechi is somewhere at the back, so she's also one of our production team members out of the Ibadan factory. So that's essentially what we do. While we're here, Lapo, like every other person has said, is a great partner. We've done this now for over, I think this is going on 2 years, and it's been a wonderful journey. So thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Can you please give them a very big round of applause? Thank you very much. Thank you.